The smell of disinfectant still clung to me hospital gown when my phone buzzed. I answered, expecting concern. Instead, my mother laughed. Your sister just had her first baby. No one cares about your accident right now. Her words sliced sharper than the broken glass that had torn through my car door. I stayed silent, the phone pressed to my ear, hearing the echo of music and clinking glasses. Then I checked Facebook. There it was, a lavish baby shower in Hawaii. Palm trees, champagne, smiles so wide they looked rehearsed, and me left bleeding in a hospital bed with metal rods in my leg. I stared at the screen until my chest went numb. Betrayal doesn't always come like thunder. Sometimes it comes disguised as slaughter. It wasn't always like this. He was the eldest, the reliable one, the own who carried grades, chores, expectations. When my sister stumbled, I caught her. When she failed, I covered. My parents called me their strong one. I believed them. But strength is just another word for expendable. When he moved out, when I built my own life, the calls dwindled. My sister remained their golden child. Her whims were events, her triumphs headlines. My sacrifices, quiet, necessary, never earned applause. Still, I thought when tragedy struck, blood would matter. Family would show up. I was wrong. That night in the hospital, I scrolled deeper. Post after post of them in paradise. My parents on jet skis. My sister's husband holding a champagne bottle bigger than my medical bill. A caption under a group photo. The best week of our lives. I couldn't breathe, not because of the bruised ribs, but because I realized I had been erased. A week later, I was home, alone. The painkillers dulled the fire in my bones, but not the one in my chest. Then the phone rang again. My mother's voice was strained this time. We've been trying to reach you, she said, panic behind the words. I let her speak. Desperation tastes different when thetables turn. That was the first flicker of power I felt. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I planned. Revenge doesn't happen in a single strike. It requires patience, like setting bones correctly so they don't heal crooked. I studied their patterns. My sister lived for spectacle. My parents lived through her, craving the attention her life gave them. They were addicted to admiration, so that would be the weapon I used. I gathered receipts, screenshots, bank records, little hypocrisies they posted online. My father's business trips overlapped with my mother's spare treats. My sister's husband funneling money into his gambling, all of it. I didn't intend to ruin them financially. No, that would have been too easy. I wanted to break their reputation, the thing they worshipped most. It started with whispers. An anonymous email to a family friend laced with screenshots. A carefully timed leak of my father's expenses to a community group he chaired. A tip sent to my sister's workplace about her husband's debts. It never signed my name. I never raised my voice, but I watched their empire of image begin to crack. Then came the baby's christening, the event of the year. I knew they'd make it a spectacle, glittering, curated, all eyes on them. I waited until the live stream began, their friends, colleagues, church members, all watching. That's when the second wave of information dropped. Private texts, bank transfers, vacation photos time-stamped during family emergencies. The feed didn't cut fast enough. Gasps rippled in real time. They looked into the camera, confused, then horrified. And I smiled for the first time in months. The phone rang again that night. Dozens of missed calls, desperate messages, my mother crying, my father raging, my sister begging. Finally, I answered. Silence first, then her voice. Why would you do this to us? I let the question hang. Then I spoke, my tone calm, steady. Do you remember the hospital? Do you remember what you said to me? No one cares about your accident. That's when I learned what family meant to you. So I returned the lesson. She sobbed. My father barked something in the background. I ended the call. No need for screaming. Their downfall was already in motion. In the weeks that followed, invitations stopped arriving at their door. Friends vanished. The social circle they adored evaporated. Even their church pew sat empty when they walked in. And me, I healed. Not just the body, but the part of me that once believed their love was unconditional. I learned something in the quiet. Revenge isn't fire. It's cold steel, silent, precise, cutting where it hurts most. They wanted applause, worship, attention. Now they live in whispers, in shame, in silence. And I finally sleep without waiting for their approval. Because sometimes justice doesn't come from forgiveness. Sometimes it comes from letting them choke on the taste of their own cruelty. They taught me family was conditional. I taught them consequences aren't.